News 5's John Kosick joins us now. And John, LaRose today looking for clarification on his position on masks.
Yeah, both taking on a life of their own today, and especially in the last 24 hours. And LaRose using the Ready for November task force meeting this morning to kind of clarify the issues. Ohio Secretary of State Frank LaRose has seen the headlines, some suggesting he will not be requiring masks to be worn by voters at polls this November. LaRose Thursday saying that's not true. All polling places in Ohio, are in Ohio, where masks are required for indoor gatherings like voting, so they are legally required, but
we are not the enforcement authorities for the mask mandate. Our elections officials are not there to enforce mask mandates. It's just not our job.
Their job, he says, is to provide the setting for someone to vote, hopefully, he said, with a mask.
I mean, listen, if somebody shows up shoeless and shirtless, we're not going to turn them away either. It's just, it's common sense. You shouldn't do that, especially in November in Ohio, but we're not going to prohibit you. We're not going to disenfranchise you as a result of that.
LaRose also addressing his decision to not allow more than one Dropbox for absentee ballots per county, something that brought fire from the cable news outlets.
Now, why is he saying that? That is not like in the law in Ohio. He's not telling you what the law is. He's just declaring that. The Republican Secretary of State in Ohio just decreeing that today on the basis of nobody knows what.
The what he says is the fact that he believes that would have to be the legislature's call, not the Secretary of State's.
Would I like the state legislature to weigh in on the addition of more drop boxes for county boards of elections? I absolutely would. This is something that I think would be a great convenience going forward in the future, but this is not something that we should do again in the 53 days before early voting begins in Ohio.
And he said that if they were to move forward with additional drop boxes, he believes it would end up in the courts, who could very well order those drop boxes removed, and that could only lead to further confusion in the weeks leading up to the election.
And John, going back to masks, what if someone shows up to vote without one?
Yeah, in that situation, if somebody shows up without a mask on, they will be first offered a mask to wear. And if they refuse that, they will be asked if they want to do curbside voting, which is voting outside. If they say no to that, the goal will then be to get them through the process and out of the room, voted as soon as possible.